has now distanced herself, but has effectively thrown Henyard under the bus, the semi, and the train, revealing the depths of deception that she alleges that she witnessed while serving under Tiffany Henyard.
You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances, while the township supervisor...
I am a wife. I'm a mother of 3 children. My children and my family are suffering because of this loss. And Dalton police, the detectives, have been sitting around twiddling their fingers on this case.
You out of order, Clerky. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please.
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, this mess with Tiffany Henyard just got messier than a toddler's art project. Word on the street is that she might actually be trading in her mayor's office for a jail cell. Why, you ask? Well, it looks like the FBI found a mountain of evidence that proves she's been treating taxpayers' money like her personal piggy bank. But wait, it gets juicier. A whistleblower from Tiffany's own team just came out and spilled all the tea, exposing how she's been embezzling money without getting caught. It's like watching a real-life episode of How to Get Away with Murder, except Tiffany ain't getting away with anything. This whole drama started when Tiffany got caught with her hand in the cookie jar, stealing funds from the village of Dalton for her own personal use. And get this, she's racked up millions of dollars in credit card debt. We've heard of corrupt mayors before, but Tiffany's taking it to a whole new level. Now, the good people of Dalton aren't about to let Tiffany off the hook. They're ready to make an example out of her that's more brutal than a diss track from Drake. Of course, Tiffany and her team tried to do some damage control. They even tried to recruit journalists to pass the whole thing off as fake news, but Chile, they picked the wrong one to mess with. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who's in charge of the investigation, wasn't having any of it. She came out swinging, setting the record straight faster than you can say, "You're fired." According to Lori, this tea is piping hot and 100% real. She said, and I quote, "If you hear this is fake news, it's not. It's real. This is real. Receipts for credit card purchases are really provided." Ooh, child. When Lori Lightfoot says she's got receipts, you better believe she's got a whole CVS worth of them. Now,
I am a wife. I'm a mother of 3 children. My children and my family are suffering because of this loss. And Dalton police, the detectives, have been sitting around twiddling their fingers on this case. This is hurtful. When I've been in contact, I've been asking questions. I've been in contact with the state's attorney's office. I'm pushing this case. I've had the Crime Stoppers come out to do additional work canvassing the neighborhood, to assist the police. And nothing has been done.
Now, let me give you a little backstory on this mess. It all started back in March when the village leaders and trustees of Dalton called for a meeting. They weren't there to discuss the weather, honey. They were there to investigate Mayor Tiffany Henyard's misconduct and her misuse of public funds. During one of these meetings, Trustee Norwood spilled some serious tea. He said they'd asked Tiffany to show them the receipts. I mean, the financial records. But Tiffany was acting shadier than a palm tree on a beach, refusing to hand them over. That's when they decided to call in the big guns and hired former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to investigate this mess. Norwood didn't hold back. He said, "The last time we received the bank statement was in September of last year, and we were $7 million in debt at the time." $7 million, y'all! That's more zeros than I can count on both hands. He went on, "So at this current moment, we're saying, hey, where are the bank statements so we can know where we are? It's a problem for us all when we can't see our tax dollars, when we can't see them and how they're being spent. Fine dining and all of this travel. And we're saying, hey, why are we going to these places? What's happening here?" But wait, it gets even messier. Tiffany got hit with multiple lawsuits from her ex-employees. They claim she fired them for no reason, which is shadier than wearing sunglasses at night. But here's where it gets really dark. One of them claims she was sexually assaulted by one of the trustee members who worked closely with Tiffany. Now, brace yourselves for this next bit of tea. The victim said she told Tiffany about the situation, but Tiffany told her to keep her mouth shut. According to the victim, Tiffany said not to tell anyone because it could ruin all the work she had done. I mean, can you believe the audacity? What's even crazier is that before this investigation blew up like a volcano, people were already side-eyeing Tiffany's behavior. They were trying to look into it, but Tiffany used her power to shut them down faster than Instagram during a major outage. She was out here preventing anyone from digging up evidence against her like she was hiding buried treasure.
But when she arrived at work this morning, something strange happened.
This was your office?
Yes.
What happened when you tried to open it?
He doesn't work.
Not only had Elston been locked out of her own office, but boxes of sensitive documents that she kept in her office were spread around the common area.
This was under lock and key before.
This was under lock and key.
And now it's just out in the open?
Now it's just out in the open. So it has the taxpayer's name, address.
So who did this to you?
Well, I imagine this new supervisor, Tiffany Henyard.
Brian and Natalie, it is very clear that the trustees in Thornton Township have trust issues, refusing to second a motion by Tiffany Henyard to get routine township bills paid.
Y'all, when I tell you Tiffany was living her best life on the taxpayer's dime, I'm not exaggerating. This woman was out here acting like she won the lottery every day, blowing through public funds like it was monopoly money. Meanwhile, she was contributing less to the community than a pet rock. One of the trustees didn't mince words. They said, we need to put some safeguards in place to regulate what's spent on the credit card. But Tiffany's response? I do not want a credit card. I do not deal with money. Girl, please, the receipts say otherwise. Earlier this month, Lori Lightfoot dropped a bombshell. She revealed that the village of Dalton, where Henyard serves as mayor, racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card purchases. This tea was so hot, it had Henyard's critics walking out of a meeting in protest. The corruption in Tiffany's administration got so bad that people were demanding for her and other officials to step down. But Tiffany wasn't about to let go of her gravy train. She refused to budge and kept on with her spending spree like there was no tomorrow. Now here's where it gets really rich. With all this evidence piling up against her, Tiffany is still out here trying to play the victim card. She had the nerve to call out the media for publicizing the negativity in her administration instead of the positive stuff. I mean, the audacity, Tiffany said, and I quote, "It's good to see the media out here, but I wish you guys would come for the positive things and not the chaos and not the media show because that's all that's here. I get it, we're clickbait, we're hot right now, and I get it. This is what sells papers. But I wish you guys would have come to our Easter event that we had on Sunday. We had over 500 kids out there happy, running around, giving away baskets. It was amazing. But honey, the FBI doesn't care about your Easter egg hunts when you're out here scrambling the village's finances. They're on Tiffany's case like white on rice, digging into everything she's been up to. They're looking into the restaurant she owns, allegations about her scamming people, and reports that she's been getting people to donate to her foundation while using the donations for her own personal piggy bank. Get this. Tiffany's supposed charity foundation isn't even registered with the AG's office. They sent her a cease and desist to stop collecting funds, but Tiffany ignored it like it was a telemarketer call. She's continued to collect thousands of dollars in the name of charity. Chile, the only charity happening here is the charity of patience the people of Dalton are showing by not running her out of town. According to the New York Post, Tiffany got hit with not one, but 2 subpoenas. The first one is looking for all sorts of documents. Personnel files, wage and tax documents, time and attendance records, contracts, and checks written to cash from Henyard's multiple endeavors. They're digging into her restaurant, her property management company, her political action committee, and that shady charity of hers. The second subpoena is all about the township's financial documents. We're talking budgets, payroll records, ordinances covering credit card purchases, expense reports, reimbursements, security details, and use of vehicles. They're leaving no stone unturned, honey. And let me tell you, the investigation led by Lori Lightfoot found more dirt than a vacuum cleaner. They discovered that Tiffany's trifling self spent over $43,000 on Amazon in one single day. That's more than some people make in a year. She also dropped over $7,000 at Wayfair and $2,200 at Best Buy. And that's not even the worst of it. She spent $2,987 in just the past year on trips alone. Girl, where are you going? The moon? But wait, it gets worse. Lori's investigation found that the village of Dalton owes over $6 million to village vendors while only having a $3.6 million spending deficit. It turns out Tiffany had used the funds to pay 2 police officers overtime, increasing the spending on the police department from $7.7 million in 2022 to $9.2 million by 2024. Y'all, I'm not even exaggerating when I say Tiffany was living like the president of the United States. Who in their right mind spends over $43,000 on Amazon in a single day and $9.2 million for security in a small town like Dalton? Not even the mayors of big cities are spending this much. But Tiffany wants us to believe that she genuinely needs to blow all this money to get stuff done. Girl, bye. Now here's where the plot thickens like a good gumbo. The wall of protection around Tiffany is starting to crumble faster than a sandcastle in a hurricane. Someone from her team, Carmen Carlisle, just turned Judas and spilled all the tea about how Tiffany's been able to embezzle all this money for so long without getting caught. Carmen didn't hold back in her statement to WGN. She said, "Today I'm breaking my silence and speaking out against Thornton Township Supervisor and Mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard, who I believe has engaged in unethical and predatory behavior throughout her tenure. For the past 2 years, Henyard has manipulated employees, vendors, and residents using her position to increase her influence, all while projecting a false image of success funded by the hardworking taxpayers of Thornton Township and the village of Dalton." But Carmen wasn't done. She continued, "I'm standing up not just for myself, but for others who have been affected by what I see as Henyard's leadership. I believe there are many more victims who have been retaliated against, fired, or lied to by Henyard, but have yet to speak out."
Guys, there's more. Now, Carlisle claims that Tiffany manipulated her for years, even pressuring her to falsely state that the mayor had no involvement in establishing the controversial Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. Carlisle also alleged that she refused to comply, leading to her decision to expose Henyard's action. And in a powerful move, Carlisle has now distanced herself, but has effectively thrown Henyard under the bus, the semi, and the train, revealing the depths of deception that she alleges that she witnessed while serving under Tiffany Henyard.
So, as y'all can see, Tiffany's own people are starting to feel the heat and they're throwing her under the bus faster than you can say you're fired. It looks like Tiffany is also starting to panic about the whole situation because she actually responded to Carmen's claims, and let me tell you, she wasn't playing nice. Tiffany called Carmen some real nasty names and claimed that Carmen was just trying to lie to save herself. She said, "I think I'm gonna get you a new nickname, Lion Carlisle. I'm tired of everyone in here. There always has to be a show. At the end of the day, you was on board. We never talked about this, right? So you should have been putting the same energy in play when you weren't saying a word a year ago, some months knocking ago. on Tiffany's door Chilly, and slapping with on the the way handcuffs. things are going, her own it team ain't is gonna already be too selling long her out, before and she's police out here talking crazy and trying to gaslight them out of speaking the truth about her corrupt behavior. As usual, people had their own thoughts about this mess. One person said, "They need to freeze Tiffany's accounts and the overtime cops' accounts until this is all sorted out so they can't hide all the stolen money." Another person didn't hold back, saying, "She needs to be removed from office by force and arrested." Now, I want to know what y'all think about all this drama. What do you think about Tiffany being investigated? Do y'all think her team members and the trustees are actually going to follow in Carmen's footsteps and expose her? Y'all be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click that subscribe button and turn on those notifications because you know your girl is always here with the hottest tea. Until next time, keep it spicy and stay fabulous. Goodbye.